Hello, I'm Faye from Yale School of Management. Thank you for selecting our paper to be a finalist for the DEIJ competition. I'm happy to present my paper with Tristan Botello and Kay Sadir titled, Can Customer Ratings Be Discrimination Amplifiers? Customer rating systems are everywhere, and especially on digital platforms that connect customers with suppliers to facilitate exchanges of goods and services. Rating systems help customers learn more about supplier quality. Suppliers are more incentivized to invest in quality, and the greater trust between customers and suppliers lead to more transactions on the platform. So conventionally, rating systems are seen as a win-win-win for everyone, customers, suppliers, and the platform. And especially so for the disadvantaged groups of workers and suppliers. The idea is that when customers learn the performance metrics of individual workers, they no longer rely on their beliefs about differences in group performance, and this reduces statistical discrimination. But what if customers discriminate in giving ratings? There's lots of empirical evidence that customers discriminate based on race or gender when giving ratings, both for online and offline settings. So in our paper, we propose that when there is customer discrimination in ratings, customer rating systems may be more than vehicles for discrimination. Even worse, they could potentially be the discrimination amplifiers. Here's how this happens. To begin with, let us say customers leave biased ratings against minority workers. Then the rating system memorializes these lower ratings of minority workers as lower quality. This impacts the beliefs about the minority workers to future customers and leads them to give even lower ratings to the minority workers compared to when they had not seen the ratings. Importantly, even neutral customers who would otherwise not discriminate give lower ratings to minority workers. Thus, discrimination spills over to even the neutral customers. Overall, the customer rating system becomes a discrimination amplifier for both discriminating and non-discriminating customers. To explore the issue empirically, we leverage the data from an anonymous online labor market platform similar to TaskRabbit. We can't name the platform due to an NDA. The platform matches customers and workers to provide home service such as electrical work, maintenance, and plumbing. Our model focuses on 3 decisions made by the customers. First, after a customer sees the worker information like photo and past ratings, does she cancel the job? Second, after a job is completed, does the customer submit a rating? Finally, what rating does the customer give to the worker? We model the decisions as binary choices and allow for unobserved heterogeneity. Then we estimate the model using the EM algorithm. These next 2 slides show the main structure of our model. I'm not getting into the details, but feel free to pause here or go to our paper if you're interested. Instead of showing the estimates of all the parameters of the model, let me show you the most salient results qualitatively. The model estimates enable us to answer our first research question. Do customers discriminate against minorities? The answer is yes, but there is also heterogeneity. We find 3 segments of customers. Some customers simply do not want minorities in their house and cancel more when a minority worker is assigned. But they do not give minority worker lower ratings once the job is done. Some customers discriminate in both cancellation and rating stages. The most interesting part is that there is a segment of neutral customers that do not discriminate at all. However, their decisions are very sensitive to the displayed ratings. As they directly observe the biased ratings from the other 2 segments, they in effect are the harshest towards minorities because they see them as low merit. Ironically and rather unwittingly, the neutral customer who values merit most becomes the most aggressive in driving the dynamic amplification of the discrimination against minority workers. To quantify how much minorities lose due to the discrimination, we run counterfactual simulations and compare the ratings and earnings between cases with and without minority discrimination. The bottom line is that customer discrimination contributes 24% to the minority ratings gap and 4% to the earnings gap. Finally, we quantify how much ratings amplify the discrimination. We see this from the differences in the ratings and earnings gaps in a situation with or without displayed ratings. We find that overall, displaying ratings increases the minority ratings gap by 80% and the minority earnings gap by 28%. To sum up, we introduced the idea that rating systems can be discrimination amplifiers. Our novel idea here is that not everyone needs to discriminate, but the discrimination can spill over to neutral customers, and these unbiased neutral customers can unwittingly amplify discrimination the most because they perceive the lower ratings to be driven by merit. This paper shows that we can quantify the general idea that the effects of past discrimination or disadvantages of minorities are often reframed as demerits of the individual, rather than the systematic inequity to further justify discrimination. But because merit is morally more justifiable than systematic inequity, ignoring the discrimination feels more palatable. We then quantify the extent of the negative impact of discrimination amplification using data from an online labor market platform. I want to conclude by noting that our idea of discrimination amplification applies more broadly even in settings such as education and criminal justice. Research shows that minority kids get more punishment in school or go to jail more often for the same problem behavior. But this initial negative record when young is often used to justify harsher future treatment, which amplifies the impact of the initial discrimination over their lifetime. Thanks again for the opportunity to present. Please look at our paper if you would like more details.